first I want to start off, I just want to try something a little different here. Just play with me here. Knock, knock. Workforce Solutions. Exactly. And that's what I'm hoping to change. So I usually try that out to feel, just kind of get a feeler of who's ever been involved in this. But just before I do that, who has ever seen me speak before? Okay, wow. Okay, well, the good news is that, it's always entertaining. There's a high likelihood I could fall off the stage or something. But the other thing, too, is that for those of you who, haven't seen me speak or really haven't had a chance to work with us before, I'm hoping that you'll learn a lot today and get your juices flowing to work with us, and just know that everything I do is free of charge. Everything I do is at no cost to you. And so when I talk about partnerships and things like that, that's really what it's going to be about, is the partnerships and utilizing what we can do to help our communities. But and for those of you who've seen me do this before, well, the food's good, and the company's good, so 2 out of 3 is not too bad, right? You can sit back and relax then. But go ahead and go to the next slide. So what my goal is today is to talk to you about a few things, but I have 28 more minutes to try to fill in 48 hours worth of stuff. So trust me, anybody who has seen this knows that I kind of talk fast because I'm very passionate about it. But I can't fill you in on everything I do, but I really want to give you a high level so that you walk away from here. You don't have to write down a bunch of notes or try to memorize some of the programs I'm going to talk to you about. Really, I want you just to kind of feel like, okay, now I need to reach out to Adam and his team and his Workforce Solutions Center and things like that. I want you to walk away with that ability to go, okay, like, now I get it. He's not government. He's not going to come in. I'm government, but I'm not like IRS or anything. Just because I wear a suit does not mean that I'm coming to collect money from you. But no, so really just when you see something like Workforce Solutions, just know that my job is to help you build your workforce, to help you train your workforce, and to keep you informed about the industry trends, the community trends in your business, and make sure that every time you make a business decision, it's informed, and so that you're not going into it blindly, because there's a lot of help. There is no state in the nation that wants to build and develop and help its own workforce than the state of Texas. I've been to Washington, D.C., I've seen it all, and we are way ahead of the game on that. In fact, we just got awarded the State of the Year again. So for the 4th time, just like Alito's 9 championships, no state has ever been awarded the 4-time champion of State of the Year for the nation. So, hey, way to go, Texas. That's all you guys. So go ahead and go to the next slide. Real quick, just give you kind of a boring high level here. There are 28 workforce boards in the state of Texas. We are all guided and driven to do the exact same thing, which is help our business communities thrive, make sure that all the workers in the state of Texas have the opportunity to learn the skills and learn the trades, have the opportunity to get that upskill so that they can remain and get to a point where they're all self-sufficient, and just make sure that all of our communities are economically resilient. And I believe in Texas we definitely have that taken care of, because we've done pretty well. But anyway, there's 28 workforce boards. Go ahead and go to the next one. This is what your workforce board looks like. So we're called Workforce Solutions for North Central Texas, but we are the workforce board. And so when you see that, we have 14 counties surrounding Dallas and Tarrant. That's why we're often referred to as like the donut of DFW. Now we have something, because Dallas and Tarrant have their own, so we have something a little more unique. We have such a different, diverse type of growth. We have the urban growth, where there's hundreds of thousands of people up in that, Collin County and stuff. And then we have the rural growth, which is what we're experiencing. Go ahead and go to the next one. This is the county that I represent. So I represent the 3,600 square miles of rural counties west of Fort Worth here, and Palo Pinto, Erath, Hood, Somerville, and of course Parker. My children are here in Parker. My family's here in Parker. I've got family in Hood. I've got family spread apart and stuff. And so I don't just represent these counties because that's what I'm told to do. I represent these counties because I chose to do this, and I love representing these counties. I love Parker County. I love partnering with East Parker County Chamber, by the way. So go ahead. And now, if you can see these white dots, some of you might be able to see them. I don't know, but those white dots represent the 12 Workforce Solutions centers that we have spread out throughout the territory. So it doesn't matter whether you're in, if you're doing business in Dallas, and, some of the things I'm about to teach you here, they apply to you regardless of where you're at, in the state of Texas or in our territory. But I can vouch for our workforce centers. They're wonderful, and you're going to meet some of our, I'm going to describe some of the things that your workforce centers, your Workforce Solutions Center in Weatherford will be able to do for you too. So go ahead and go to the next one. All right, so it's very, very hard to describe what it is that I am as a business development liaison. So we've tried to illustrate it, but it's impossible. Just bear with me here. First, it really starts with, well, you know, have any of you ever had a friend who never really like does the actual thing, but they got a guy who always has a guy? That's what I am. I am like if you're watching mob movies and they say, okay, we need something done, or I got a guy who knows a guy, or I got a guy who knows a gal. That's me. I'm literally to educate everything, but what it does really is it starts. I can't do anything unless I come and talk to you guys, the employers, the businesses of Parker County. I need to come and learn what your needs are. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you have 1 employee or 10,000 employees, all of my services are exactly the same. You get treated exactly the same. And I've got the best team in the nation. I swear I do. And you'll get to learn a little bit more about that too. But so it starts with the local businesses. I have to learn what your challenges are, your goals are, and what your needs are. And if you were to talk to me and say, okay, Adam, some of my needs are hiring needs or building my workforce, which I know we don't have that problem, right? We're all stock full here. Okay, good. All right, so we'll skip to the next one. No, but when you talk to the hiring needs, which is the #1 challenge we have right now because of our very good problem of the lowest unemployment rate ever, and consistently, which is great. But it's a challenge for you, the employers, to say, I've got to get creative in finding my workforce because my business is growing too. So if you were to mention workforce hiring needs, that's when I'm going to reach out and tell you, okay, I'm bringing you my partners at the Workforce Center. Jennifer, would you mind standing up? This is Jennifer Hartman. She is my main right-hand person. She is I used to call her my protege, but she's better at it than me now, so I can't call her that anymore. But Jennifer Hartman is the business solutions consultant. If you get her, you get me. If you get me, you get her. But she works for the Workforce Solutions Center. So a lot of you have had a chance to meet her. If you call me and I can't make it or something, Jennifer goes, or a lot of times we like to go together because when I talk about it, she's the one who actually does it. So yeah, she's a little more important than me. They just put me up here because I talk a lot. Go ahead, Jennifer. Thank you for sitting down. But and now at the Workforce Center that you have there, it's managed by COLA. It's a community. COLA's been there over 20 years. Jennifer's lived there her whole life. I mean, these are community partners that are actually invested in the community. So that's one of the things that I want you to know about when I talk about some of these unique opportunities and unique tools you're going to be able to use. So now if I'm talking about now you've built your workforce, now we got to train it. If you told me that one of your challenges was, hey, I've got a team that I'd love to upskill, I'd love to pay them more, I'd love to be able to bring in people under them and kind of, build a career pathway thing, but I can't afford it right now, or it's not on our agenda, or it's not corporate's idea right now. Well, we'll take care of that, and that's when I bring in my great partners from Weatherford College. I got a team back there. Weatherford College is who I partner with for all your training needs, and then they'll partner with technical schools as well. Should it be something they can't do, but that school hasn't been around for 150 years because it's hasn't been able to do anything. They get versatile. They do things that most universities can't do because of the partnership that we have, and they are wonderful. So I bring them to the table when you tell me those are your needs, and then if you tell me, hey, I've got some issues where I want to expand. I've got issues where I want to maybe go to a different place, or the roof's leaking, or we're having road problems out front. That's why I make sure and partner with. I make sure and partner with your city leaders and your EDCs and your chambers. That's a big partnership because they, for one, again, community partners, they know everything about the community as well, but they ask me to come to them. But it is not, when you go to Mayor Marshall or you go to Mayor Moss or City of Weatherford or anything like that, they're not just going to sign off on permits and stuff, but they want to hear about your business challenges to keep you here as well, and your expansion and stuff, and they'll reach out to me, and then they get the word out for me as well. And then in terms of chambers, there's really no better partner that I have than the East Parker County Chamber, and honestly, just because you guys know how it is. Lisa and her team, again, been here forever. That's not an old joke or anything. Trust me, that's I just mean that she loves she loves her area, but they honestly are such great partners to me because again, they support a lot of these unique initiatives that I'm going to tell you about, and they support my passion to do it, and I absolutely support their passion to be able to. But they're not just a social network and a networking network like I've been to some of these other chambers and stuff, and they're great. They're doing good work, but honestly, it's like a click. It's not like that here. I mean, when they say we're family, it's because you can go to them and they'll say, I got a guy who knows a guy who has these things. So yeah, that's definitely why I partner up with them. So that kind of explains what I do. Now let's get past that boring part. Go ahead and go to the next thing. So now I told you I was going to help you hire and build your workforce. This is how we start with it. First, we got to build a candidate pool. And so anytime you guys have a career seeker, or you know of one, or you are one, or you haven't written a resume in 22 years, I have a professor in college who is ready to try a different career, hasn't written a resume in over 22 years, and so he's like, I don't even know what a resume looks like now. Our team, Jennifer and the folks at the Workforce Solutions office, will take care of them as well. They do custom referrals. So the more that I learn about you, the more we learn about our candidates and say, this person has the aptitude that you're not going to be able to see when they just apply to your post. We've come and learned about your culture. We've come and learned about what it takes to, from a retention standpoint, or where your challenges are. So we can say, okay, we have a person who checks off a few of the experience boxes, but we also have someone who checks off the attitude you're looking for, and things like that too. So, but there's so many different things. There's also some things called subsidized care, child care. There's programs that if you have an employee, or if you know someone who would work for you, but they can't afford it anymore because they now find themselves in an ability where, they have to move out of their mom's house or something, or whoever's taking care of their daycare has gotten too expensive, we can help them with those type of things to make sure that they can get to the jobs every day. So if you have an employee about to quit because, hey, I've got to do something with my children, I've got to send them in. We don't guarantee anything. We just have a lot of programs that can help out, and we'd love to see if we can do it. And it's not that hard. Jennifer and her team do a lot of those types of things. Go ahead and go to the next one. So for you guys, now that we've learned a little about the talent pool, we got to get real creative. Because we just don't have thousands of folks to go ahead and pick from, and you guys don't have that abundance problems. Some of you might, but really nobody that I talk to does. So some of the ways that I'm going to tell you how we help you build that workforce that you can only get through the Texas Workforce Commission and through Workforce Solutions. First and foremost, we'll obviously do your job posting. That's the easy one, no problem. But Jennifer will also help you with that. If you're not exactly sure why your post isn't getting that, we're going to call you and say, because I've done it to some of you and said, hey, listen, this looks like this looks like an engineer, and you're looking for an inventory specialist. Like, describe it better and things like that. And so we will definitely help you with that. But the other thing we will do is when we say hiring events and job fairs, we're not talking like, we're just throwing up a hiring event and you come to it. We have those too if you just need it simple. But if you say, hey, I want an exclusive, a First Financial Bank came and said, you know what, I want to get some other bank partners and we want to have a financial, themed financial industry, job fair, we'll do it. Jennifer will help you run it. She will staff it. She will, we can do it at our site, but we can do it at your site too, anywhere you want it. So, and Willow Park Baptist Church, New River, they're very, very good partners, things like that. So if you have ideas for that, don't think that you got to fund it and all that stuff. We'll do it. You've already paid for it, so you might as well start using it because that's what I'm here for. So a couple of the other unique things that I want you to know about too is, go ahead and go to the next slide. I can't get it all in, so I just need you to come and talk to me so that I can get it all in. But this is one of the unique things that we have that nobody has. Have any of you been to the East Parker County Business Expo? Come on now. All right. Thank you. I know you guys are like, all right, that's a stupid question. But have you seen this parked out front? Have you ever gotten in there and taken a look? We always have it there. Lisa loves to use this thing. This thing is 38 feet awesome. It is like a super bus. It is manned with 13 workstations, computer workstations. It has Wi-Fi internet, can go anywhere, satellite internet. It can be uploaded with your application process. And I mean, it has a DJ soundboard with a wireless mic and outside LCD screen. I mean, it's like a food truck for workforce, but like a job truck. But really, let me give you an example of somebody that's used this. Frito-Lay does not have an application problem at all. Frito-Lay has a problem of too many applicants that are, that once they get in the first 90 days, they realize that's a very hard job. Because they have a name, so people apply, and then they get in and they're like, whoa, starting at 2 or 3 in the morning? That's, so they have to educate people as much as possible before they apply, and it's helped them. So we've actually done a job fair on their site where they did an open house. Walked through, they showed people videos, they showed them the occupations that they've had, what it takes to work there. It's just a fun open house. They had hot dogs and a bounce house for the kids and stuff on a weekend. And we parked this bad boy out there, and what they were able to do is, meet a couple of people, and if anybody was interested and they said, you like what you see here and you think you can work here, go on out to that, again, it's staffed with our folks, go on out to that workforce unit, fill out an application. We've got your application process, all an application system all uploaded into that, so you're ready to roll. And that's just one of those things that if you get those people after they've seen that to apply right then, is the chances of finding the talent that would actually be able to do and know about what it is when they work for you it grows significantly. We've had some good success with that. Go ahead and go to the next one. All right, couple of programs I want to tell you about. Subsidized work experience. Folks, this gives you the ability to literally try before you buy. Most people know it's about $8,800 to $12,000 in costs to hire a new employee. It's pretty much the average in America, regardless of the size of your business, because of insurance and process and time bringing them in. This program, Subsidized Work Experience, you come to Jennifer or I, and you say, okay, I have someone who's never been in the workforce before. I can't really afford to take that chance on them because I've got to train them and all that stuff. Well, you enroll them in your program, you bring them in like they're an employee, but they're our employee. We pay them. We can do this for up to 17 weeks. They can work 30 hours a week too. So we pay them. We take care of their workers' comp insurance. Anyway, and you can do it for youth and things. But have you ever met somebody like a returning mom into the workforce who's raised her kids and now she's ready to start into the workforce but doesn't have experience, but you're like, this person would be amazing. They have the attitude, the maturity, all that. I just can't get them to check off, the boxes on our application, on our corporate or HR one. This is a program that's going to allow you to take a chance on a different job pool. Remember, I said we got to get creative, right? So this is one of the ways that we can do it. We want you to take advantage of this program more. The other opportunity that we have for you, go ahead and go to the next one. Similar to this is OJT, on-the-job training. This is great for if you have folks coming from a different industry and want to switch industries. Again, they may not check off the boxes that you have. So when I say unique, a lot of these folks are not getting through your application process because they're not checking off the pre-screening boxes that you want. But, when we said custom referrals, we meant it. We're going to say, hey, I know this doesn't fit, but I got someone who would fit perfectly with what you're doing. She doesn't have this. She comes from marketing. She wants to get into, a medical field or whatever, wants to do this. Because a lot of times we have issues with people just showing up and understanding what a corporate culture is or understanding what a culture is on that. So you need to have these custom referrals. So this is a program where you actually take them on as your employee because they've got work experience. Oil and gas is a good example. Great people coming from oil and gas. They need to go ahead and get into, into manufacturing. They want something more stable. That they have they're mechanically inclined to do things. They can fix a rig, a $10 million rig in the middle of the Odessa desert with duct tape and zip ties, but they can't tell you the name of what it is that they do because it doesn't translate to your mechanically inclined needs there. I'm telling you they can do it, but I'm saying, okay, take them on. We'll take on some of that risk. We'll reimburse you for up to 50% of their wages while you're doing that. Now, the good thing is that most of the people that do these programs, they get hired. If it doesn't work out, it's fine. If they don't show up one day, fine, we'll get you somebody else. There's no obligation to you. But we want to take some of that risk on so that you can dive into some of these creative, unique talent pools that we have to out here because it's very hard for you to find, the right worker out here. So go ahead and go to the next one. Texas veterans programs, all through Texas. There is, again, no state in the nation that wants to honor its veterans. And thank you if you're a veteran, and thank you if you've ever served or if you're children or a wife of a veteran. I have family members that are veterans. They're very, very proud of them. And the sacrifice they've made is so important to Texas, so important to me. You have, at the Workforce Solutions Center in Weatherford, you have your own Texas veterans rep who will help you become more of a veteran-friendly employer. And Texas will reward you as well. So will the federal government, which I know you don't hear that very often, but the federal government will reward you because did you know, through work opportunity tax credits, you can get up to from $2,400 to $9,600 per veteran you hire within the first 28 days that you hire them? Most people don't. I should start the knock-knock joke with work opportunity tax credit because nobody knows about that one because they're not the greatest marketing firm in the world, but I have a big mouth and I like to tell everybody about it. But Jim will help you with all of that. And if you become an employer that has 10% employed veterans, 10% of your staff as a veteran, you get a little badge on your door. And veterans see that and say, wow, I want to go to that. And they get nice recognition, things like that. But Jim at the Workforce Center will help you with any of those things, help you with the tax credits, help you find veterans, help you say, hey, I don't know that we're veteran friendly. How do we do that? He'll help you with that. Go ahead and go to the next one. Okay, so now I told you how we're going to help you find your workforce. Now, how am I going to help you train your workforce? So I mentioned my beautiful partners back there, the Weatherford College. Can you stand up, Janetta? And oh, look at her looking at her phone. She's probably working on a grant right now. But yeah, can y'all stand up real quick? And there's Ashley, and that, yeah. So y'all stand up. Jessica, this is my continued education and workforce team. They are wonderful partners. The coolest part about them, guys, is that when I tell you I have training grants for you, they do the boring paperwork. They do it. And they like doing it, which is even, I don't even know, that's weird. But no, so here's how this works. Don't worry about the numbers. Because we've never been told no on a number. We used to say up to 500,000. We said up to 800,000. We get these big checks, and the commissioner comes out and signs it. It's real fun. We've had them up to $1 million. They never say no. We show them the need for that skill and that training, and we have the employer's involvement. They say yes. But what it is go ahead and go to the next slide. Those were some of the companies that have participated, but we have a lot more than that as well. But really, it works with you tell me your need for training. Whether you, like I said, hey, I've got these folks that are at this level welding, I need them to get this, or I need industry certifications for this. We can't afford it. It's not in our budget this year. We want to pay for it. The Weatherford College wants to administer it. And so how it works is, as soon as you tell me that, I set up a meeting with my boss, who's an SDF expert. We call it SDF, Skills Development Fund. She's an expert. We stole her from TWC because we don't want to write grants. And so we snagged her. She knows everything about it. I bring in my partners at the Weatherford College. They work with you. We would design a custom training plan. And when I say custom, it's custom. If it's your machinery, if it's your certification, if it's something that a lot of manufacturers have come up with their own patented thing, oh, well, they can't train it. Yes, they can. And they can do it on site, at your place, at night. They can do it at the college. It's custom. It works for you. They use these funds to do it. Once you say yes to that and you agree on the plan, they will take they will take the application. We approve it at the board. TWC approves it. Get a big check ceremony. It's really neat. It's a big cardboard check. It's really hard to mobile deposit because you have to stand really far back. But you get that check and you can, that one bombed. I know. Okay, just give me a break here. I rolled that one out. I was not prepared for that. But anyway, so that's so important. And I talk fast about it because I can't tell you everything about it. I can just tell you that you just got to talk to me and I'll tell you how we can do that. So, and that applies typically for folks that have over 100 or more employees, but it doesn't matter because if you have 16 employees and you have 37 employees and you have 40 employees, we're over 100 and we can do a joined one. So don't worry about that. But if you only have 1 or 2 employees or you need something quicker, a little quicker training, go to the next slide for me. All right, this is for skills for small business. Very, very similar. It says it's not customized training, but again, Weatherford College hasn't been around for 150 years because they just sit there and, we offer this class. No, they're very versatile. If I come to Weatherford College and I say, okay, I have met, Angie, and I've met this, and they have a sales leadership training thing that you guys aren't currently offering, but they need it, they'll go ahead and they'll build a class around it. And you can use these funds for it. This one takes about a minute to fill out. This one's a front and back application. They do it for you. They submit it. It's real easy to get approved. And you can use these funds up to $1,800 for new, which is considered within the first year of employment. $900 for existing employees after a year, so that's fine. You can reapply for this. This thing's great because let's just say you're a bakery and all of a sudden you've been doing great business and now their cousin or whoever's been doing your books needs a little more than the online training for QuickBooks, needs some real bookkeeping, needs a certification how to do this for business and stuff. Weatherford College offers that course, great. Use these funds for it. Typically, these funds are more than enough to pay for it. And again, they're easy to approve. We do it over and over with several things, but it's such an easy thing for you to, and if you're sitting there saying, my boss tells me I need to get better at Microsoft Excel or I need to web design, whatever they offer. And again, if they don't offer it, a lot of times if I show them the need for it, they're going to go ahead and get it. So right now we've got certain things like sales leadership, account management, consultants, specialized trainings for those of you who have salespeople that you want to be professionally trained in that a little bit. And so you can use those funds for that too. So that's how I help you train them. Okay, so we built them, we trained them, and now I need to keep you informed. Go ahead and go to the next one. Okay, so and you can skip past this. Go ahead and go to the next one. We call it labor market information, but if any of you know, every time you fill out an application, every time you as an employer fill out the W-9, anything, all of that information is tracked. Skills, every time I say I enroll my kid in a school, every time I get anything, all of my skill level, anything is tracked. It's all free for you to use. Everything I do is free. The great news is they offer you the ability to go on there and get it yourself if you want. Have you ever tried it? It's like looking at the Matrix. It's like, it's impossible. It is so, however, we have a wonderful gal. She's a data analyst. Her name is Daniela Ramirez, and she is at our center. All you have to do is email me saying, Adam, I need to know what this and are my EDC folks here? Okay, there we go. So my EDC folks, they use this a lot because they get asked when a new person's coming into town, where's my workforce coming from? So what's my demographics? What's my pay scale? What's the average skill wage for this thing? We send it to her all the time. And if she's shaking her head back there, because I can't see because of the lights, but if she's shaking her head, that means that she agrees. But yeah, Daniela is just so easy to work with. The reason why I want you guys to tap into this, and I'm not going to take that yawn as an insult. I'm just not. I'm going to take that as it was a late night because you were so excited that I was coming today. But so it's okay. But the other thing too is that I want you guys to tap into this because there are people that are losing employees to Chick-fil-A, paying $12.75, and you're going, well, I didn't even know. Like, I'm sorry, I got to go to Chick-fil-A. It's my pleasure and all that. Well. Which is great, but I want you guys to retain them because you didn't know you weren't paying enough or your industry has changed. You just ask, and we will get this to you. And you can say, I kind of need something that says something like this because my boss is asked. Daniela will go, no, you don't. You need this, this, and this. Here's how it is. She's really good. She's really fast at it, but I want you to be informed, especially if you're looking to expand or if you're looking to move to a different area. I want to make sure that skills gap is, that talent level is there demographic-wise. And you can also find out who offers what skills training and stuff. But that's just a few of the things. So go ahead and go to the next one. I'm just going to sum it up. I talked fast because I got this timer beating down on me. But I talked fast. I got a couple minutes left. I will not come and barrage you with all this information. I will come and learn what you guys' needs are and what you guys are doing as a company. And then when you tell me and we uncover some of those needs, we'll address those needs. We'll remedy those. And then the next time we talk, we'll talk about the other needs and stuff. So don't worry. It's not a spiel every time you see me. But just know that I will help you hire your talent. We will help you build it. We will help you train your talent. And we will keep you informed. Now, those are just a few of the things. Other things that I couldn't mention, I want to bring out real quick, and I'm going to put a bug in your ear, that are coming up that are very important. Apprenticeship programs. Huge focus for the state of Texas. Apprenticeship programs are huge. And if you have a need, or if you say, I want to figure out, because when I say apprenticeship program, everybody's like, oh, they're wonderful. How the heck do we do it? Nobody knows how to do it. That's fine. That's why I bring in the Department of Labor. But what it does is when we've set up an apprenticeship for a business, it doesn't just set up a career pathway for a few years. It's 30, 50 years down the line. I work with the ISDs. I wish Dr. Bone was here, but the CTE programs of Weatherford High School, and we have amazing kids in Parker County. And some of these kids don't need to go to a four-year school. Their talent is coding or something else, where a traditional four-year school, or they can go and get employed and then work at Weatherford College to get a couple of the certifications they need or a couple of classes that they need. But more and more now, we're seeing that our workforce does not need to go to a traditional four-year school to get no experience before they're out in the workforce. They can do that. Well, if you have kids like that, I know kids that are on their farm right now rebuilding transmissions on tractors, and then they have no experience whatsoever. They could literally do it with their eyes closed. They've been doing it since they were 10, but they can't get a job at working at Quick Lube. And that doesn't make any sense. So we want to talk to you about that. Apprenticeships, that's a huge deal. I work with the Department of Labor. They will walk you through every step of the way. And I will manage all of that relationship. You do not have to worry. I'm not trying to burden you. Plus, you don't pay for me. So you don't have to use me. That's where some of the problem comes in, too. Because if you did pay for me, you might answer the call a little bit more when I'm bugging you again. But no, and then the other thing, too, is, so, Deborah, would you mind standing up? I love doing this to people. This is hilarious. So, Deborah Irwin is our Texas Hireability Navigator. Right? Okay. Texas Hireability works with those folks that have disabilities or barriers or challenges. And we also partner with our VRS, which is Vocational Rehab, which is DARS, Disabilities. They change the name every couple of years to confuse us. But we partner with them. Deborah is available to you anytime. If you say, I'm an employer who wants to dive into, helping the community and helping those that have a difficulty finding a job because of their disability, you don't understand the talent pool that we have there that is so humble, so amazing. I have Kids Academy of Texas has taken advantage of our SEAL Summer Earn and Learn program, and they've done it 3 years in a row. They're wonderful, and You really, really make a difference, so we want to talk to you about that. But there's a way that you can get involved, and I will come to you with that. But on April 17th, April 19th, we have something else. April 17th is it's called the United We Work. It's for disabled youth at the high schools, job shadowing. They come for 2 hours, 9:30 to 11:30. We're looking for about 10 to 12 employers. It's so fun. You're going to have 5 or 6. There's a counselor there, so you're not having to worry about, accommodations and things like that. But that's a huge opportunity that I want to bring to you. So I'm throwing these into you, just a couple of things. Now, go ahead and go to the last slide. I'm going to be out here. I am easy to find. Trust me. You can probably hear me talking somewhere in a different city. If I'm in Hudson Oaks, you probably hear me in Weatherford. So anyway, I am very, very easy to find. But if you take a picture of that or you scan that, that will pre-type an email saying, I'm interested in having you come yap at me in my business, and you just hit send, and it'll do that for you. But I'm out of time. I thank you guys for everything you do. I thank you to the East Parker County Chamber so much for being great partners. And again, my name is Adam Kern. I'm the Business Development Liaison for Workforce Solutions for North Central Texas. And I hope you have a great 2020. Thank you for having me.